So we're answering questions from people. Mixture of like business, motivation, mindset.
Yeah.
They're going to be good. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
At 11 o'clock at night as well, may I add, I'm drinking coffee at 11 o'clock at night.
I am not drinking coffee because I don't want to be like more passion, more energy, more footwork.
I thought you were going to say, I don't want to be like Tori.
Yeah.
So
Tori
funny.
and her Kate Moss diet.
So, question number one is, if we had to start our businesses, would we do anything differently? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay. Oh my god, I do so much differently. I get over my fucking self, for starters. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, oh my god, what will Susan from school think? Fuck her.
I'm not like that now with my business, but I am with my personal brand.
Yeah, you are, aren't you? And it's just like, I spent too long giving too many fucks about what people who don't matter think. I think I know a lot more about how to sell on social media now. I would like nail the foundations from the get-go. I think back in the beginning, I really did fall in that camp of, I thought there was this secret strategy, and now I know the secret strategy is actually just doing the work. Like, I think if you know your customer so fucking well that it's like you're a fly on their wall in their life, you can make money.
Love that. So true. Yeah. So really, really clear on the ideal client. I would say the other thing as well is nailing the offer suite from the offset. I've had a million different offers, tried a million different things, but then at the same time though, equally, I think it's all part of the game.
Yeah.
Is you do have to piss around to find out. So it's like we wouldn't have the knowledge and the experience that we have now without doing all of the shit that we did.
Yeah, I think I'm a champion of fucking up.
Yeah.
Like, but also like that's how you learn. And I do think as well, like, say when I'm helping the ladies in my membership who's like predominantly service providers, everything I tell them is just a lesson from the million mistakes I feel like I've made in the last, what year is it, 2025? So like 4 years of running this iteration of a business, which is probably the most serious kind of business owner I've been.
Right, next question is, what did you do to make your audience grow the most?
Oh, I know exactly what I did. I sat on my high horse for the longest fucking time, and then I did what every other social media person out there was doing who probably had less experience with me, and it triggered the fuck out of me when they grew their audience. I started sharing trending audios. Did it work for me at the time? Yeah, I think it did, and I was selling like some low ticket offers. Do I think that audience serves me now? Not so much. I feel like I've got like quite a dead, like I've got a bigger following, but it feels very stagnant and dead, especially the people who followed me from the trending audio vibe.
Yeah, I love that you brought up getting off your high horse, because don't get me wrong, we have to be, to a certain degree, yes, we have to be different, but we also don't have to, every single thing we do, be out of this world wildly different. There's a reason why something is popular, and sometimes it is worth riding the wave. But for me, most of my growth has come from the things that are the most relatable. So the content that people have watched and or read or whatever and seen themselves in it. It's when, if you can make somebody have that moment of like, oh my god, yes, that's me, or like, oh yeah, like she's got me in my feels, you know, that's the stuff that people share. And I would say organically, that's the fastest way to get growth, is you're not just hoping that the algorithm's going to pick up and shoot you out to all these new people. Instead, what you're doing is, it's a bit of psychology really, thinking about what is the stuff that people share, and you're getting your audience to push you out to the next person and the next person and the next person, instead of just relying on the algorithm who wakes up one day and blesses you with everything in the world, and what feels like the next day goes, try again, bitch.
Fuck
like
you.
Yeah,
With bells on. Yeah. So that's probably as well, like going back to that last question about like, you know, what would you do differently? I sat on my high horse for a long time about, I don't want to do that because that's too basic, bitch. And then I saw people start businesses after me, and then they had more perceived clout and credibility because they knew how to grow an audience. and they were doing it in a very like, how many times did I say to you, I know exactly what they're doing and I don't want to do it. So whether that was like mindset, self-sabotage, whether it was actually me upholding a value or a boundary, there was a big problem for a long time. And I think if from the get-go I would have just been like, fuck it, I'm sharing a trending audio because that's what's working right now, I might have had a fuck ton more followers, to be quite honest.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the next question is, describe a situation where you had to step away from a working relationship.
Oh. The tea.
The tea.
The tea.
I massively have been a solopreneur, haven't I, really? There's only one person I can think of that I actually hired at one point and did let go. They weren't very happy about it.
Yeah, that was like, I didn't like their response.
They were really
Pushy.
Like just trying to get... It felt like they cared less about me and more about how much money I was sending them every month, and ultimately that's why I ended the working relationship, and they just proved it right at the end as well, because they were still trying to get more money out of me.
Yeah, they were like fleecing you, to be quite honest. Like, and I didn't... Do you know what? I'm just going to go out and say it. I feel like that pricing structure is a little bit predatory because it wasn't tracked correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. It was... Yeah, it was... So for the people... For everyone watching...
We're speaking in riddles right
yeah,
now.
It was a agreement of a 20% revenue share, but she didn't state that it was all of my revenue, so even my existing revenue. So I've always run membership, so recurring revenue coming in every single month. And she wanted 20% of the revenue that I had already bought in for the business. So
that's fucked up.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, like that's intense. For me, do you know where my brain went to? It actually didn't go from like team or anything like that. It actually went to a client.
Right.
I've only ever had it a couple of times, but I had someone in particular who I felt like was questioning my integrity, and I remember it like I had a physical response to it, and like I was freaking out because she essentially was saying that I was ripping her off.
I remember now.
Yeah, and I was just like, I need to get out of this contract immediately. Like I had like a physical reaction to it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember the voice notes.
Yeah, I was freaking out. Like, I'm like, you know how obsessive I am about people feeling supported. And when you have someone without... Well, she even said, I think she even used the word ripping off, but she didn't say she thought I was ripping off.
It was her friend,
She
right? Consulted
a friend who apparently does what I do. Why didn't she fucking hire them in the first place? Like... You know what I mean? And they said that I was ripping her off because of how... But it was the way they perceived how I packaged my offer. I package my offer in like day rates sometimes. I just think it's the easiest way to package non-standardized offers. And they were seeing it as time traded for money versus what I could do in that time.
But ultimately as well, for all of us, when we buy anything, it's our responsibility to do the research and decide... If it's best for us. There will always be someone cheaper. There will always be somebody more expensive. Does it mean what's the best way to go for? It's your responsibility to do the research and figure that out for yourself, and then own that decision. Yeah.
So like I remember that like I've never really had someone essentially ask me if I'm ripping them off, and it didn't sit right with me like. At all.
Madness.
Yeah.
I don't know where some people get the nerve.
The fucking audacity. I was warned about this person too.
Next question is, what is the best business advice you've been given?
Best business advice.
It's hard as well though, isn't it? Because you can't put success down to one single thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the same when we get asked, do you have some sales tips and tricks? It's like, Jesus Christ, do you want one sentence, or do you want the whole thing?
Give me a marketing strategy. What's a good strategy? And I'm just thinking, fucking hell, like, I can't.
So this one is, I guess, quite hard to answer because you couldn't pin it down to one thing. But I would definitely, for me, the best business advice I've been given, I would probably have to say is, and it's a mistake that I definitely made, is nail one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I was for a long time, I don't want to say half-arsing because I have always worked really, really hard. It wasn't like intentionally half-arsing something. It was like I had no other choice because I spread so thin. So it'd be like 30% effort into Instagram, 30% into TikTok, 20% into Pinterest, 20% into email, and then like all these other tiny little things that I was doing. Mm-hmm. So like no one thing was ever getting mastered.
Yeah.
To the point then when it was like, then you can systemize it and you're in flow, you're faster, it's easier, you've nailed it, you're getting results, and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good advice. I think sometimes as well though in business, you need to fuck up yourself. Someone can give you the best advice in the world, but sometimes you just need to experience the fuck up yourself to really learn the lesson.
100%.
So yeah, best business advice that I have been given. I'm trying to think of like some of the mentors that I've worked with, which was really bad. I can think of some fucking shit advice. Why do we remember this shit advice?
How do you handle your self-esteem when a large group of clients walk away?
Oh, fucking hell.
I have been in this position. I remember it clear as day. This was when all of the stuff with like Russia and Ukraine kicked off, and we started this because that's when the real cost of living crisis time really started to kick in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I had tons of people leaving my membership because they were essentially preparing themselves for a recession, basically. So everyone was stripping back their costs, and I think my revenue like halved overnight.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, oh no. But how I handled my self-esteem, that's such a good question. I think, but I've always been a person, like if you knock me down, I'm going to come back up. I've always been that person, and I just think, try and find the lesson in everything, and then it makes it feel like what you're experiencing is worthwhile. So my lesson is from that, maybe I needed a better process for when people wanted to leave, like having a video just to remind them, you know, you might be saving yourself this amount of money, but you're going to be losing XYZ. So maybe I needed something in place to manage that better.
Like a retention, like a
retention video type thing. Or maybe the type of people that were in there. Like if you're someone who's going to leave paying £27 a month because your petrol's going to go up a little bit over the next couple of months, are you that interested in growing your business? That's my personal opinion. So
yeah,
it was a massive learning curve. It was like, okay, I want people in here that know that they're going to have moments where shit is going to hit the van, and it's not going to happen once, it's not going to happen twice, it's going to happen multiple times. It's life and business, but still go for it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think mine has definitely been a lesson first. But you know what? I'm just like going to be real with you for a minute. Like I do sometimes take it personally because I've had points in my business where my business has become my whole personality. So I think I would be lying if I said I don't take it personally and I'm sat there on my fucking high horse and I've mastered this mindset, because I do. I think I've learned to just be like, it is business and they're just making a business decision, but I think it did still affect me.
I think when you're a personal brand, as in you're the face of your business, sometimes it is hard not to take things personally, because it does feel like it is you. You're the one who's put your heart and soul into this. It's not a big corporation where everyone's working towards this goal. Like it's all you. So I take things personally still now sometimes, like, but I think we're experienced enough now to be able to like coach ourselves out of when we're feeling that way, or we come to each other a lot.
Definitely. And the lesson for me at that point was, which I I'm fuming to admit to myself as a marketer, because if my clients were doing this, I would kick the fuck off. I'd really got slack with my marketing, and I had eased off, and I'd even like at one point considered, oh, do I just work with like so this wasn't like a mass amount of clients, this was more like a lot of money leaving my business. And I put a lot of eggs into like high ticket clients, very few of them, and then I realised how quickly the rug can be pulled if your income isn't diversified and if you are relying heavily too much on one client to sustain your business. I think that was the biggest lesson for me, but I would be lying if I said it doesn't sting sometimes. But I genuinely, it's kind of like how you talk to yourself. I just sort of say now, it's just a business decision. They are cutting ties with the business. They're not saying, oh, you're a piece of shit. Which is what my brain likes to tell me. It's like, oh, you're fucking shit at your job.
Yeah, love that. So true. Next question. What's one... This is going to be so good. What's one thing that gurus say that makes you roll your eyes every time?
Oh.
Engage with other accounts. I don't know why the fuck.
Remember when Gary Vee did that? Was it 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1? And it took people about an hour.
Yeah.
It was just, and they were commenting on 9 posts, and I don't even know how the calculation happened, but it was just the most toxic, time-wasting piece of shit ever.
I do think sometimes it depends on the business, because, you know, we've spoken about is cold outreach worth it. We say sometimes it is, but if you're someone who is really, really limited on time, I think that there is a lot better things that you could be doing with your time. Like you could send out an email right now and make a sale, and then go and engage with a bunch of people, and then get no sales, get no followers, get no engagement back, and go ahead and get yourself action blocked as well whilst you're at it, because Instagram thinks you're a bot.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'd rather do the other action.
Back in the day, it's a confession time, going off on a tangent. I used bots in the past, like, not in this business, but I've used, like, there used to be like a bot that would auto comment, auto like, auto engage with people, and I've used it in a previous business, and then I realised how you ended up cultivating a really fake community, and you did have real people in that, but it was very, it just felt very false, and there wasn't that real connection. But at the time I didn't know what I was fucking doing. Like, this is probably like nearly 10 years ago now, but yeah, I've used bots and stuff before, so when I see trends like that come back around, for me it really annoys me as well, because they'll be like, people make out like it's this fresh new idea, and it's like, I don't know, I've been around the block a few times, I'm like, these aren't new ideas, pal. I'm like, these are like really outdated tactics that are going to get your account taken down.
Yeah, like, engage, what is it, 15 minutes before and after
15
you post?
minutes after. Like, and it's just like, people hate posting at the best of times, never mind knowing if they have to start leaving really stupid comments, and people still do it now. Like, I hate it. I get such shit comments on my content sometimes, and I'm just like, I've got a DM as well. Like, someone asked me how long I was, God love her, social media manager. Clearly she's working with a bro marketer. She replied to a story, that was fine engagement, and then she asked me how long I'd been a coach for. I'm not a fucking coach. I run a marketing agency. And it literally, that annoys me. And today she followed up, she's like, hey Sally, just check. And I'm like, fuck off.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
And I'm like, but I do feel for her, because people are teaching these techniques, and I mean, clearly they must work. Maybe they don't, I don't know. Like, it would be good to speak to these people. But
like, get the statistics on it, like, for every 100 messages you
like,
send,
is it like a 2 or
outcome?
3% rate, like it might be with cold email outreach? Because I'm sick of people calling me a coach, but I'm more sick of I'd say, like, how long you've been doing this for, but I'm more sick of people. I know that she's potentially paid someone thousands of pounds to give her that advice, and that's what fucks me off.
Yeah. Next question. If you could delete one social media platform, which one's getting axed? For me, it's not Twitter anymore, is it? It's X.
Yeah.
Don't even use it, so I'm like, that's easy. If it's one that I use, it's got to be Facebook. Because when I say I use Facebook, I don't use Facebook, I have Facebook. Like, I don't post on there. I don't do anything on there, so that would probably be like one that I've actually got an account for. I would have to keep Instagram and TikTok. They're my main ones.
It's really infuriating as well, like just how like as someone who works in marketing and doesn't particularly, I don't know, I just don't like Facebook. I used to use it back in the day. I use it a little bit personally now, but my life would be no worse off if I deleted my account. But because of what I do, I can't delete my account. I have to manage client pages if I ever want to run ads, if clients ever want to run ads, and I just feel like forced to be part of this meta platform that I don't want to be part of.
But then speaking about Facebook and ads, me and Lauren were saying this the other day, I respond to ads on Facebook more than I do ads on Instagram. I don't think I've ever clicked through an ad on Instagram, but I will click through an ad on Facebook, which was something that I noticed about my buying behaviour, is I pay more attention. Sometimes I actually go on Facebook just to find the ads.
Do you know what do you know where I've clicked on ads on YouTube? Do you know what I did the other day? I was really annoyed at myself. I watched a VSL, but it was the worst VSL ever because I actually thought he was going to drop some value in the VSL, and he promised me that he wasn't going to waste 10 minutes of my life, and he wasted 10 minutes of my life. It was good. He clearly got results and he was just bombarding with wins, but I had no tangible quick win from his VSL, and I was like, I mean, he's probably making money, but I was just like, this is really irritating. Like, I've been seeing your ads for weeks on YouTube, and I thought, go on, it's 10 minutes, I'll watch the VSL. Maybe I'll get like a nugget of good information that might entice me into finding out more. But it was just a dick measuring contest of how fantastic he is.
Love that. Maybe he needs to work on the buyer journey a bit better.
Yeah. Went off on a tangent there.
Have you ever had beef with another business owner? Oh my God.
Oh, this is Tori's for sure.
So I wouldn't say I've had beef with another business owner, as in it's been like an active thing where like we have beef with each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you see
like
the drama.
no big drama.
Yeah, you see the drama in the online space sometimes, and you're like, popcorn.
Yeah, I've never been involved in anything like that. But have people pissed me off? Yes, absolutely. So I mean, I have to talk about the Vegas situation, don't I? So I went into a payment plan, signed the coaching agreement to go into a mastermind for about 20k. So a lot of money, right?
Yeah, and you'd like hyped this person up to a lot of people.
Oh my God.
Myself included.
I took people to her event, like got them to pay for tickets, got them to like follow her, like was singing her praises. And yeah, dropped 20k, 20k. And bearing in mind, I'd also just been in a 15 grand mastermind. So, you know, it wasn't like I'd been saving for this. Like, it was another big commitment. And they were doing a retreat in Vegas. And I'm like, oh my God, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I've never been to Vegas.
I had FOMO. Like, I was like really jealous of you when you joined it because I was like, I want to go to Vegas.
Yeah. And then booked my flights, booked my hotel. It's about 6 days until I'm due to fly out to Vegas. And this person messages me and says that she is cancelling her mastermind because she's not feeling it.
Fuming.
Because you're not feeling it. Like, but the difference is that if I wanted to get out of her coaching contract as a client, me saying I'm not feeling it wouldn't have been a good enough reason. She would have expected me to stay in there and make all of my payments. I hadn't even been on a call with this person yet. They'd given me access to part of like their portal. It was like, get started here, and you know, once the calls start, get on the calls. So obviously I'd paid my first payment, which was close to like 2 grand, and booked my flights and my hotel for Vegas. I think that was about 1,500 quid. So I was like, I want my money back.
Yeah.
And they were like, you've, you know, watched a couple of the videos, so it just doesn't feel good to me giving you your money back. And she was like, I'll give you your money back for your flights and hotel. She wouldn't give me my money back for my first payment of about 2 grand.
It's just a definition of a grifter in the online space.
And let's just to really, really put this into perspective for people, this person is constantly on social media bragging about being a millionaire, like an actual millionaire. And then also, do you remember a few weeks after this,
That was the bit that I was fuming about.
They then were launching another retreat, but in Hawaii this time, and doing a giveaway to spots. I mean, not that I wanted a spot.
We were seeing our peers share the spot, being like, oh my God, I want to be there. And I was just like thinking, you do not want to work with this person. This person has just ripped my friend off so much. And it's like, it's infuriating seeing so many of our peers share that piece of content, wanting to be in this person's world. Purely probably based on a lot of the money marketing that they do. And I just, after knowing how much she'd ripped you off.
Yeah, and then never checked in on me again after that. Not like, how are you doing? I'm really sorry, like, whatever. So yeah, I guess that wasn't beef, as in, you know, we didn't have like a big row, there wasn't any drama, but I was fuming.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of drama, to be fair. It was the Hawaii thing that really made me mad, because I was just like, and we don't cause drama, do we? And it's like, if these people knew what this person did to you, they wouldn't be sharing her content.
Wow.
So there you go.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. And I think the only other thing that I've had is somebody blocked me.
Oh, yeah, please tell us about this.
But they were the one copying me, and then they blocked me, so I couldn't see them copying me.
Yeah.
They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they're not in business.
I believe they're also in debt with the tax man, so...
Lovely.
Like a lot.
That person was a serial overpromiser and under-deliverer, though, and always blamed... It was like almost...
Mental health.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that person, but it's almost like you're gaslighting your audience at that point, that every time that people complained, she would like almost cry that she was getting bullied by people who'd paid for a service.
Yeah, and be like, oh, my anxiety's really bad and all of that. And like, don't get me wrong, anxiety's very real, mental health is very real, but don't drag other people into your shit, like if you're in a low space.
And then was still selling new shit to other people. Yeah. Like, that's the bit that's like, no.
Like, if you're in a low headspace, or you know you're going to be in a situation where you can't provide the best standard that you can, then just don't do it. It's like, for example, this week, if somebody was like, oh, can I have a one-to-one with you? I'd be like, hell no, I'm going to be absolutely exhausted, and you're not going to get nowhere near the best out of me. No. But other people would be like, oh, do you know what? It's a bit of cash. Let's do it. Next question is, what's one limiting belief you still struggle with, even though you know better? Mine is that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Like, I have so much proof that I am. But I'm still like, whenever I launch anything new, even sometimes on like Q&A calls or coaching calls, I'm like, oh, like, is this landing with them? Like, is this actually helpful? And like taking on a new client, oh, do I know enough, or am I going to be able to get them that result? But then you look back on everything that we've achieved and the results that the clients get. Like, I just had a client have a 10k 24 hours, and like, I'm sat here going, am I good at marketing?
And there's people with like a quarter of your talent who would have quadruple your audacity, and they would be straight on stories like, I help my client have a 10k day, join my program. Like, they would.
Yeah.
They would. I would say mine is the exact same, but it presents itself in a way. We've literally just been recording content, and I've been like, oh, does that sound shit? Am I going to get called out? Are people going to say this? Are people going to disagree with me? And it's almost like my brain tries to convince me to not do it, and the only thing that kind of keeps me pushing forward is like, I've got two options here. I can listen to the dick brain that's literally telling me, you know, you're going to get called out, the bro marketers are going to get triggered by this, people are going to tell you you're wrong. Or I could not post it at all, and then I'll definitely fail.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what I use to keep pushing through that. But it's something that I battle with nearly every day in my business. And, you know, similarly, I recently like worked with probably one of the biggest, beyond like when I was content writing, I wrote for massive brands, but it felt less daunting because you just like deal with the marketing manager on Upwork, they'd message you, you'd do it, and it would feel quite, you were very much doing the doing. But then like a huge like 8-figure company, for example, you're going into their business and actually giving them advice. That felt scary as hell. Like, who am I to do this? And and the brain carries on again, like, you know, who am I? Am I properly qualified? I never officially worked in I'm like self-taught. I never worked in a agency environment, so I'm always like, oh, would I have known more if I'd have gone and worked for someone else? And so that is, I think it's a constant battle that I have to have every day and just try and push through.
Yeah, love that. Next question is, if you had 10k to spend on your business, how would you spend it?
I know exactly how I'd spend it, actually,
Go
because
on.
I've got it on my goals for this year. I feel like right now my brand, I love my branding, but I think it needs another elevation. I actually spoke with the person who did my branding the other day because we met up in real life, and I was like, you know, when I say that annoying thing to you where I say something's missing but I don't know what it is and then I expect you to read my mind, that's what I want. And I came up with the word texture. I feel like my brand needs more texture. I don't know, but I feel like I need a bit of a brand refresh, just elevation. I think that I've gone through an up level, I've hired team, so I would do that. And then I would invest in copy, and this was something I had a big limiting belief on because I write a lot of copy for people, my team write a lot of copy for people, so I was like, I must be the person that writes the copy for my website. But when it's your own business, you also can't see the wood for the trees. So I would get the brand refresh, hire, I've got like 2 or 3 copywriters in mind who I'd like to write like real succinct website copy that's very agency-esque, and I would get someone to redesign my website, which is self-built at the moment, and I don't think it's terrible when you think I built that. But I think that if you had someone, you know, who's got like 10, 20 years experience in web development, they could create something that looks like elite tier. So that's where my 10 grand would go.
Love that. I don't know how I'd spend it right now in my business, but for if I was to say to other business owners maybe what I think they'd do, because I'm in like a weird spot right now, is branding as well, but like also not just the aesthetics of the brand, but the brand strategy as well.
Brand strategy, the brand story, like,
yeah, so like yours,
thing.
you already have that, so you're like you said, yours is more like a visual
yeah,
up
just
level
a visual
for you.
refresh, because I've got like values, mission, how those values come into play, blah blah blah.
And like that's then what leaks into your messaging, and then your messaging is what is on your website, on your social media posts, in your emails, all of the things which actually is gonna build your community and get the cash in. So I'd say anyone who hasn't done that, allocate some of the budget to that, and the rest I would spend on ads.
Yay!
As someone who has been in high ticket coaching programs, I think a lot of people always see that as like, that's the thing that I need to do. I don't regret investments that I've made, but I wouldn't see me anytime soon going, maybe even ever, going into another mastermind.
No. It's
like, when do you get to the point where you're like, you know it now, you just need to execute it? This is the big thing that I see people that hop from mastermind to membership to the next thing as a pop-up workshop, you know, all these things, and it's like you're learning all this stuff but you're still stuck in exactly the same place as you were a year ago. When are you just gonna friggin' action it?
I literally talk about this all the time as a done for you service provider. I literally see people drop 20 grand, 30 grand, and don't get me wrong, like, it's not the coach's fault, but it is the wrong investment for them. They do not need someone hurling a ton of strategies at them. They just need to implement the damn thing, and they've got a track record of not implementing and not getting results, and serial investing and bouncing from person to person, thinking that person's got the silver bullet. The person they need to bounce to is someone who's going to be consistent with them for 6 months and do the work so they get the results.
Absolutely.
Very passionate about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think for a lot of other business owners, spend the money on ads instead. Whether that is you use ads to, obviously you'll get results as well, but more as like data at first.
Yeah.
Learn a lot. But then also you can either spend, how long did I spend? So I remember I was posting twice a day, every single day, from like the beginning of November, and I went viral. It was like mid-March, remember?
Yeah.
So what's that? 5.5 months. So it's like, you can either spend like 5.5 months posting twice a day, every single day. Like, how many posts even is that? That's a lot of posts. Or you could like run an ad and in a month.
Like, you're like, okay, I need to test this for 1,000 people. great, you can do that in a few days, and you know
You could
if
do that
it's,
with like a few quid.
yeah, and you know if it's a piece of shit or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the algorithm that time.
Yeah.
Like it's your content if it flops.
Yeah, I just think it's like a shortcut, but also appreciate we're talking about 10k here. That I know for a fact. I mean, when I started my business, I couldn't even afford my mortgage, so I also appreciate that some people are sat there.
And like
not
I'm
doing
talking
anything.
about things that are quite, I guess, for where I'm at in my business right now. I think if I was a newer business owner and I got given 10k, I might invest in knowledge if I felt like I had the knowledge gap, and if I had the time as well.
Yes.
To implement, like, because I think people don't realise that they still need to go away and action that work.
Yeah, you don't just be like, I bought the course. Where's the success?
Like, you're gonna watch the course, great, and then you've got to implement the course.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would either do that or like invest in someone to help do it for me, someone with a proven track record to get results in my niche.
Or with you.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's always cheaper, but means some execution from you. But
yeah,
if you're a brand new business owner with hardly any clients, customers, you've got the time.
Yeah, and I would like go get a solid marketing strategy. Like it sounds really boring because I was gonna say because it is, but I actually don't find it boring. So, but like yeah, it's not boring. It's hard because you know you really have to dissect what's working, what's not, who your audience is, how they behave, what they're experiencing, and it's difficult work. But I promise you, like that few weeks of you focusing on that is going to be infinitely less difficult than you being in the same spot 2 years from now, a few grand lighter, still not doing the thing because you've not done those foundational pieces.
Most of the things that are hard are the things that get you the results. It's the same as if you wanted to lose weight, right? It's like if you walk for 10 minutes or you go do a half-hour run, what's going to lose you the weight the fastest? The thing that's the hardest, which is the half an hour run.
It's like that. I heard someone once say, like, it's simple, but it's not easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, it really is. It's that simple. But go do
literally.
it. Go do it consistently for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like, how someone said to me the other day that they've been... Because loads of people are talking on Instagram right now about trial reels and how a lot of people are using them to grow an audience. Mm-hmm. And they were like, everyone's getting followers from trial reels and I'm not. And I'm like, okay, well, how many have you done? They've done 5. And it's like, who told you that you would do 5 posts and be like a viral sensation?
But then, you have people who are realistic and they get called toxic. Mm. Yeah, it's toxic to post that much. Okay, then.
Yeah. Oh, God. People. What's something you did that you were terrified of, but now you look back and you're like, oh.
I think the biggest thing I think that everyone will be shocked with will be the showing up on camera. I have made it a point. I don't think I've ever... The only time I've ever archived something on my grid is when there's been an error on it, so you can actually scroll back through my grid. It was back in the pointy days, or the miming days, but I was terrified. You can see it in my face. I was physically shaking on a reel. I was scared to talk. It was that putting myself on camera and actually speaking, and sharing my opinion, just showing up, basically. That was like the hardest thing. I remember I worked with my first ever coach, and I remember her sharing, I didn't used to be confident on camera either. And I remember just thinking, oh, fuck off, you're full of shit. Like, I didn't believe her because no one experiences the lack of confidence like I do. And I went ahead and went through the journey of actually, I did become very used to it. It was just like putting the reps in, became confident. And what was really funny, that coach ended up becoming a client of mine, and we did a bit of a through the years, a real thing. And I went through, it fucking took me ages to scroll. I went through her story archive and I found one of her first stories that she posted. She looked terrified. And I was like, oh, she really was scared. And I remember thinking, because I saw this real confident, amazing, incredible business owner, and I just couldn't believe that she was ever like that. And just you might watch me today on this and think that I'm super confident, but I genuinely I was terrified. And even today I was like freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, like people are going to see me like this. I'm doing all these weird things.
It's exactly the same for me though. I think loads of people look at me and think she like literally doesn't care what anybody thinks and whatever. But I mean, camera might not be able to see, but you look at the state of my hands and like the serial skin picking, like that's like an instant sign of someone that's like low self-esteem and anxious and things like that. And it's just like, but there's no, but for like, what I always say is, for me there's always no other choice. It's like you either get your ass in front of the camera and you do that scary thing, or you stay stuck where you are. And for me, where I was way more uncomfortable than going on camera.
Yeah, I was the same. I was freelancing at the time, and I come back off a trip because I don't know, I just don't think I was going through the best time personally. Like, I turned 30 and thought I was a fuck up, and it was just, it still took me a few months then to even like start showing up, but it was literally this situation of, I'm just sick of being skint and sick of no one appreciating me and sick of no one valuing me, and what is everyone doing to get out of this? Well, they're posting content. So I have to get over the fact that people may tease me or judge me or say that I look a certain way or say that I sound a certain way, and just do it, because ultimately this is a common thing that all these successful people are doing.
Love that.
Thanks.
It's the truth though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think, what's worse? You either you don't want what you want bad enough.
One of my really good friends, she's like been so supportive the entire time, and I always get like emotional when she like says, so she's like, I can't believe how much you've changed since like starting your business and how much more confident you are. Like, she was like, it's been so amazing to see like the transformation, and how, I guess it's kind of quick in the grand scheme of things. It's happened like someone who's known me for years and knows how I really feel about a lot of stuff, and sort of seeing how I behave around business now. And it's like, she always like applauds me for that, and it's really lovely.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
We need more people in the world
We
like
do.
that,
We need more
please.
Vics.
So the last question is asking us, how do you stay on track mentally and practically when life is hard around you? My first thought is, if, this is talk about, when things come up, because life does throw hurdles our way, not putting the pressure on to stay on track.
Yeah.
First of all, because that could, taking that one single thing off your plate could be the thing that makes you go, oh, I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not dying. Like, I've had, loads of stuff since I've started my business. I remember I lost my little baby boy Rex. My uncle passing away, my granddad passing away, my granny passing away, Ryan's had his granddad pass away. We've been on mortgage holidays. Ryan's car being blown up. We've had we've had so many things be like thrown back in our faces. There's probably things that I've even forgotten, but just accepting in that moment, I can only do what I can do.
Yeah.
And it's one foot in front of the other, whereas it sounds like this person's maybe thinking, I still need to have it.
Yeah,
all
I
together.
think they see the whole thing of the 100% always being your 100% at your best, rather than like your 100% today might be like 20% was your 20% yesterday kind of vibes. I would say as well, like a big thing to managing that is communication. So a big mistake I made sort of in business when I was just afraid of this situation of like managing things, letting people down, people being disappointed, I would bury my head in the sand, and then I would find that people would have to follow up with me because things were late or whatever, and I was like sick or things got on top of me, and I never communicated it because I was scared of letting them down. But because I didn't communicate, I actually let them down more. So now like that's a big value in my agency, it's a big value with me and my team. It's just like, if you can't do anything, communicate it, because I actually realized that by trying not to let people down through burying my head in the sand, I let more people down. So that was like that's how I manage it. Like, I actually manage it by trying to be as open and honest as possible, because most people are more than understanding.
So if shit hits the van, what can you learn from it? So there may be something in your business that you can automate, so you don't need to worry about that on that particular day or that week or whatever. There may be something that you can take somebody else on to manage. There may be something else that you can have a system for. It may be that you have a bank of content, even if it's old, that goes out when you're having those days. So it's like learning from it. Okay, next time I'm in a situation like this, how do we make it more manageable, less crazy? And
I have like, and obviously it's easier now because I have team, but I feel like I almost have SOPs for everything now. So it's almost like if I felt like really, really ill or something happened to me, I would literally have to send one voice note and she would sort it out. And it would literally be like, I remember the last time I was really sick and I'm like crying to her on a voice note, like, I'm gonna let everyone down. And she was just like, I'm going to stop replying to you and I'm just going to go take care of this and let you get better. But I was like freaking out and she was like, I've got this. And I think that that's so nice that we like, we have the process in place now for situations like that.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard when you're a one-man band, but that's when I'd lean on the transparency with people.
I'm a one-man band.
Yeah.
I've been a one-man man pretty much the whole time. But the reason I've been able to do that is because the way I set up my business. So again, it's like maybe other people then need to have an overhaul of their business. Like, does this set me up for the life that I want? So for example, when Rex was poorly, like the days up to before Rex passed away, it was like I spent all day, literally, poor sod, like wrapped him in my arms for like days and just didn't move and just like a crying mess on my sofa for days. Didn't have to worry about my business because the way it's set up.
Yeah.
I don't have to show up for anyone. Same thing when I got the phone call, like, Grandad's in hospital, we don't think he's going to come out. So it's like up there all day. Didn't have to worry about the business. Like, I'm in that situation and I feel like a lot of people would look at it and be like, oh, she's so lucky. And it's like, actually, no, I intentionally built it that way.
Yeah.
So look at that as well. Is it set up for the life that you want? Like, I want to be in that situation, whether it's a good or a bad thing that's happened. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. If my sister rings me, I don't know, last minute, like, oh, you know, the girls have got a football match, or my, you know, Will can't make it to the play now, do you want to come and watch their play with me? I want to, do you know what I mean? Whether it's a really good thing or a really shit thing, I want to be able to go, yeah. So making sure that everything's set up. But yeah, I think just take everything for a lesson.
Oh, it's always a lesson. Like, even every time I go out of office as well, I like take a lesson, and it took me a good few years to take a real out of office, but I've
still never done that.
Haven't you? Oh, it's going to change your life.
I don't think I ever will.
Yeah, you're kind of like one of them, aren't you? You're just the machine. But yeah, I started my business to be able to. So, and I think you live more like, I guess, an integrated life. I think your business fits into your life quite well, whereas I'm very much like...
When I go on a holiday, it's not like I'm on my laptop all day. It's literally like I might wake up, it comes out for 10 minutes, check in on communities, maybe clear out my emails because I hate seeing all the notifications, drives me mad. And that's it.
Yeah.
And I might do the same with an evening for like 10 minutes, but yeah, if it was like back to back with clients and stuff, then yeah, when I go on holiday, I would be like, no.
Yeah. And yeah, every time I do that, I learn something. Even I was recently doing like a beta offer. I said to you earlier, and I was like, oh, I learned so much from this. And I'm like, it's so interesting. Like, my team put together like a suggested like SOP workflow of how we're going to do this offer. Oh my God, you should see the state of it right now. It is butchered. Where I've just like edited it and said stuff and changed things, and it's and like even right now, what was I doing the other day? That was it. I decided to make a bit of a wiki of sorts because I was fixing something for a client, and I was like, my team need to have a list of these are the things that could go wrong with this system, and here's how to fix that. Because I was like, oh, if any of them this ever happened to them, they don't have to spend ages figuring it out. And I was like, so now it's like, oh, I've learned this lesson of have this here so we don't do it again. And I think a lot of my business is just lesson, implement that because of that. And yeah.
To finish things off, what's a trend prediction for 2025? Marketing, business.
I think we're going through a bit of a full circle moment again, and I think that the industry is shifting back to value style content in the form of, I think everyone's really numb to the typical sales content that you see, and I think we're going to see a lot more of people sharing for free and adding genuine value to people's lives without being so hard on the sale. And I actually think that's what's going to help people make more sales in their business. I think people have got really numb in the online space right now to the sales content. And I think marketing does always change anyway. I think in the online space, trends burn very fast. It's like very hard and fast. And I think the sort of sales content that's been going around for about a year, 18 months now is fizzling out, and we're going back to value.
I agree, and I would also add more lifestyle content as well. So we're seeing lots more of like spend the day with me and all of that kind of stuff. Like I think that's going to get almost mini vlogs is going to be the way we see. Well, we're already seeing it.
Well, I posted something like the engagement's like 4x what it normally is.
Yeah, so I just think I think everyone's kind of tuned out at the minute, and like we're almost going through like a reset. I feel like it's going back to like 2020 vibes.
Yeah,
personally.
I actually, it's weird, isn't it? I was saying earlier, it's like fast fashion. It's like, you know when like the 90s fashion suddenly came back, and I'm like, oh my god, like people are going to be wearing pedal pushers again in a minute. I feel like, I'm feeling this right now.
Tiny eyebrows.
Yeah, we're coming back into pedal pushers. We're going to see people sharing tips and tricks. I think that you can be clever with it and still make sales from it, but I think you need to show more substance and show that you know what you're on about, because I think buyers are becoming very aware that excellent marketing will sell a shitty product.
Yeah, absolutely. Also to add for more like the e-commerce businesses is I think that we are kind of gross at the minute in terms of how we buy. We're like, buy now, buy a lot. That's how a lot of TikTok shop.
Yeah.
How many people do you know? Like the stuff I see people buying on people sit there buying like 100 blue rolls, and I'm like, why do you need that? Like, how many times do you shit a day? You know? Like, come on. But like that's how we're buying. It's like good deal, buying it. Good deal, buying it. And I actually think that we're gonna see maybe the government or something like that step in to try and change that, because it's damaging our environment.
Yeah, it's like overconsumption.
Yeah, and it's becoming a real issue. I watched
wasteful.
I watched a documentary on it the other day, and it's becoming a real problem. So I think that maybe not the government, but other kind of parties are going to be getting involved to try and change that. So, and then I feel like it's going to switch. Sustainability is going to get bigger and bigger as well. So for product-based businesses, I wouldn't say it's going to make it harder for them, but you definitely, it's that connection piece, isn't it? Again, why value and things like that is we need to be connecting with people deeper. Product-based businesses, I think, need to be doing that as well.
Yeah, and like less tap, more high quality, whatever it is you sell. I've got a client who helps people with fashion brands, so like my brain's thinking like sustainable materials. Like even like we were shopping in Portugal on holiday last week, and we went to a shop, and one of the things we really liked was that everything, like the guys in the shop were so vibey, and he was like, oh yeah, my mates designed all this, but everything was sourced and made in Portugal from that shop. And I was like, it was a bit more expensive, but I don't know, it just felt, and the quality was there, and I was just like, I really like what they've done here, and I'm happy to pay more for it.
Yeah, and that's obviously shopping in person, which is probably a lot easier for people. But yeah, in terms of like marketing online, it's just going to be building that connection with the audience, which again, it will be through the lifestyle content. I think a lot of e-commerce businesses look at how service providers and online businesses do things and think they can't do it that way, and it's like not everything, but a lot of it you can.
Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Amazing. Wow.
Woo! One take.